Right, we're talking to Marlon Patterson after the Kennington game. Now, Marlon, I've known you ages when you was at Welling United, and it's good when you signed. I personally thought that was a great signing for the club. How have you found it since you've been at the club, and how far have we come, and have we made any silly mistakes? Is there stuff that we've learned from? Is there stuff that we're going to learn from?
Absolutely. Since I've come into the club, obviously, I've got a bit of a history behind me, and there's a great atmosphere in the club. There's a great togetherness with the boys, and I think I've been in changing rooms where there's been technically we've been 100%. And that hasn't always won us games. Where sometimes there's a togetherness that can carry you and win you lots of leagues. And that's what I feel that we've got here. In relation to from when I started here in, I think it was the Phoenix game, right?
Yeah, I think that was your first game.
The guys had won. The guys had lost to Kennington, beat Sutton. And then obviously the Phoenix game, we played their first team, we beat their first team, which is obviously fantastic for the guys. And there's going to be bumps in the road. And some of these guys, it's a young team. So he has brought me in for that little bit of experience. I'm not that far over the hill yet, but yeah, he's brought me in for that experience just to, sometimes it's good to get your arm around some of the boys and see them through. I
don't know you as a left back, Marlon, but obviously I've seen you play in the middle of the park. When you came to the club, did you come to the club to play in the middle?
Yes, I think he wanted me to come in and use my old head. As you know, left backs and full backs, they can always go in the middle of the park. It's no alien. Once you can play, right? And obviously, I'm defensive minded first, so obviously it works out.
Where we are, obviously there's been a couple of, bumps in the road, but we're still in a very good position. And how can people like you help the club in the next few games to make sure we get the maximum points that we can? Well,
it's a thing of, using my experience, settling the boys down. There's been a few games where we've gone a goal down. I'll use Snodland for instance, 1-0 down off the back of a win against Erith. 1-0 down. Just settle down, boys. We've got enough quality in that dressing room, whether it's 60 minutes, whether it's 75, whether it's 80, 90 minutes, we've got enough quality to see us through. So it's just all about just settling people down. And as I said, look, I've been around the block a few times to know, look, this is a good group of boys that could go and do something.
Do you think also today that we got better in the second half?
Yes, I think today, again, look, no disrespect to Kennington, but I just didn't feel that they was ever in the game. I felt that we was in full control, and I think we may have had an element of being too relaxed. I feel that it almost felt like a pre-season game. It felt like a Prem side playing, a non-league side in pre-season. The intensity wasn't there like it has been over the last few games, and I just felt like it needed a little bit of injection, which we didn't do today. However, again, look, we didn't concede, so we was always on top of the game, I felt.
So was it lack of concentration or a bit of lack of intensity that let them get in behind us a few times and have a few chances? Because they did have some good chances, Marlon.
Absolutely, and that is the trouble sometimes, and I think that is the separation from playing at this level and moving on, is to always be 100% focused. When you're in control of the game, that's when you're most vulnerable. They say that 85% of goals are scored from when you've just scored. So it's just that little bit of lack of concentration.
Staying switched on for the whole game.
Absolutely, but again, look, that's 5 or 6 clean sheets since I've been here. It's fantastic for a makeshift back four. It has been changed a few times. JT's got in at right back, done exceptionally well. Mensah has just gone from strength to strength. With Wells, he's been in and out. Obviously, with Rick being injured now as well. So look, again, maximum respect to the boys at the back. Really, really solid, including Jack in that as well.
With the possibility of winning the league still or coming second and the points per game coming into it, the promotion, it is important that we get every point possible over the next few games. And like Kevin was saying earlier, the chairman, that he sees the last 4 games as perfectly winnable for us. And is that the aim for the group of boys?
Absolutely. I think that every game's winnable. First and foremost. However, it's all about application, and if we apply ourselves correctly, and don't treat any game like like anybody's any less than us, then I can't see us going too far wrong. We've got too much firepower. We're very solid. throughout our midfield and at the back. And if I'm honest to you, I think it would be ours to lose.
You still feel that, even though that if Erith won all of their games, they would nick it?
We've got points on the board. And you know they've got 2 cup finals. We've got to take that into consideration. Players are not want to get injured, etc. Again, they're quite premature in terms of being a young side. Look, they fell down, at the big hurdles already in terms of playing us. They fell short. Playing Bryden on Wednesday night, they fell short. So look, there's a lot to play for.
So what you're saying is, don't take the eye off the ball for us as a club, as a group of players, where if you do stay switched on for the next 4 games and win the games, then it could take us where we want to go.
Absolutely. It all boils down to application. If we apply ourselves right, the management have been absolutely phenomenal. If they can, keep us level-headed, and obviously I can add my bit, being a manager on the pitch effectively, that's what I am. I've got no worries with any of the boys in there at all.
Marlon, where do you see yourself at the end of the season? Are you thinking about playing another year? Are you thinking about staying at Wellington, or do you want to get into management? And
so that's a question which they've asked me, as well as outside as well. I've known Ryan for a very long time. Louis known me for a very long time as well. And yes, look, the atmosphere and the togetherness, it almost seems like it's more or less done.
Has the legs still got another season in them?
Well, absolutely. Until they fall off, I'm going to carry on going. Until they fall off.
Marlon, that's brilliant. Thanks for talking to us, and we'll talk to you before the end of the season.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.